I'm streaming. I thought they were streaming.
Live streaming.
Everybody's streaming. All right. Well, I'm Mark. This is JT.
Hey.
I'll go through a big introduction with him in a minute. We are with Fidelis Creative Agency, and who do you think is actually tuning in to this? Is like my grandmother watching?
Everybody who's on their lunch break right now better be tuning in.
I think...
If you're eating a sandwich, you better be watching us.
If we're streaming on Facebook, then that absolutely is my grandmother, for sure. So, hi, Nana. Hi, Nana.
Hey, grandmas out there.
Yeah, also I'm thinking Tyler, who's like a 14-year-old kid in Miami. Hi, Tyler. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sure you'll learn something and clean your room. Okay. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and start today. So today's episode we're calling Quality Inputs. And I'm going to start here. You hold within the palm of your hand the most potent device that a common person has ever had access to in all of history. Ooh. Your smartphone, that's right, gives you instant access to more information than my grandfather could have ever imagined as a boy. It's true. Landing on the moon to a child in 1928 would have been less staggering than saying you will have instant access to almost anything you could ever want to know because you will have a magic glass, a screen, in your hand.
Wait, now that I think about this, Mark, do you even own an iPhone?
No comment. Let's keep moving. You have a portal to infinite knowledge that fits into your shirt pocket. But that isn't, JT, that's not how we actually use these devices.
Oh.
No, we consume TikTok vids, watch movies, make emojis, and message friends. Some of us do.
Yeah, take selfies.
That's right. Nobody thinks I'm going to self-educate my way into more knowledge about nuclear engineering this year. Nobody says that. We don't do it. When all the information is available, it becomes an intimidating warehouse we rarely, if ever, enter, especially when there's a flashing carnival next door with bumper cars, social media, exciting lights that zing and flash with explosions, whatever Marvel is pushing out, and hype music. Thank you, Kanye.
Oh, did you listen to his new album?
I did. Right. Highly recommended, so I gave it a listen. And also, your friends are waving you into this carnival. You aren't going into that warehouse of knowledge. It might as well be a tomb where your precious hours might die a slow death, a painful death. And for what, really? But I'm talking to you, and you're a creative person or you're in business and you are looking for creative solutions, and you're responsible for making your own trajectory and making yourself as creative as possible. And the truth is nobody can do that for you. You desire to generate the best ideas and create the most impactful, meaningful kinds of things, whether it's design, copy, musical score, video production, mixed media installations, whatever it is you do, you are concerned about being excellent. And you're going to need to leave that carnival and start exploring warehouses. See, there's gold tucked away in those warehouses, and you need to take active steps to go dig it out. Why? Because the carnival, wait for it, the carnival is stupid and loud, and people wind up posting, creating, shouting the same things over and over and over again. It makes you nauseous, just like being in a carnival. It's all rehash and retread stuff out there in the digital carnival land. If you consume what everyone consumes, your creations will be reductive, redundant, and boring.
By the way, I threw my inner ear out one time in a carnival, and I threw up for an entire day. So it's pretty rough.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Just thought I'd share that with you.
Thanks for that. If you spend hours and hours digging around in old warehouses, you will have a unique understanding, a truly peculiar and thus intriguing point of view, and you'll gain access to stored gold collected over millennia. Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of your iPhone, but I would high-five you if you did, and you would buy me a beer
if you
did, and one day you would say, "Thank you, kind sir." But if you only rarely join the carnival, but instead start mining through old films, just for example, Ingmar Bergman films from the 1950s, or watch all of Hitchcock's films, every one of them. If you were to deep dive into Vivaldi's music for, say, 9 months and then go on a total bender through British New Wave that lasts 2 years as you study up on Raphael, Vignoli, the Latin American architects' buildings, well, then you could draw from quality. Those are some golden inputs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now watch this. As a creative, you've slowly begun to expand your pool of creative raw materials. You're working with the freshest ingredients. Find out great names in your field and go dig out to find out what they were doing, how they made their stuff, and get deep into it. Even the stuff that doesn't really touch your field, you're going to find surprising overlaps along the way. And it's true that nobody creates from scratch. We acknowledge everything is a remix. That's what creativity is. Yeah. But now you're working with some choice components instead of whatever secondhand stuff you find in your curated feed.
Yeah, so hey, stop scrolling.
Yeah, right. Please, not that. A note. Now, I'm not talking about your inspiration boards or just hunting for stylized inputs. No, I'm describing a bigger effort, a way of shaping something in you on the molecular level. You become what you eat physically in the natural. And this wide and deep consumption becomes part of your cognitive DNA. And you're putting in that good stuff from your warehouse of knowledge. All these quality inputs, amassed over decades, building them slowly, will mean that you will truly have insight and vision for solving specific creative problems. And it's going to outpace all your friends who keep eating the same old carnival fare year after year. These
Sounds
are
sickening.
Yeah. These are cotton candy and soda people, not you. You're going to stand out. Yeah. I declare it to be so. Yeah.
That's good.
End of my rant. So let me just get into it with JT. So everybody needs to know JT and I have known each other 15 years.
Yes.
Probably.
It's been a long time. And hey, you challenge me to be a better creative each and every day.
That's nice.
So
that's
thank
nice.
you, Mark.
And he has been with Fidelis for about 18 months.
Yes, I have.
A little bit about JT. Went to design school. Is an award-winning video producer. Cuts albums as a musician.
Yes.
I've seen paintings that you've done that are hanging on the walls in friends' homes. So you're a creative dude across the board.
Thank you.
My question is anything that I said true, and what are your creative inputs?
Ooh.
Go for
well,
it.
It's all very true. Yes, and it's also true that I do dabble in all sorts of things creative, from music to graphics to media, and I enjoy it. And I'm always looking for different inputs and healthy inputs that come in and challenge my creativity to be on the top of its game, to be better.
Do you, do you design, say, book covers?
Oh, do I design book covers? Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, I do.
Saw one of those this week, or 8. So my question is, when I say don't consume the stuff that everybody's eating, what is it that, where do you go? Where are those warehouses for you?
Right. So I'm super careful at what I let in. Like Mark said, what you eat, you are what you eat, but at the same time, you are what you let creatively into your thought process, into your body, into your mind. And so I podcast. I do use my phone to do all these things, which I thought was very interesting.
This is fair.
It's gotta be disciplined. So I do podcast. I listen to like TED Talk business talks. I listen to podcasts like Song Explorer. I listen to some Bible podcasts.
Sorry, are you telling me that creative inputs are super critical, but as a creative person, you're also going to have to know how to run a little business?
Yeah.
Like those things go hand in hand?
They go hand in hand, which I love to push artists to become artisans. So, I dive into new albums. I'm always listening to new albums, learning their lyrics, learning how they put together their song structures, things like that. I enjoy hearing new song structures. I love doing life with creative people, for sure. That's super important. You want to make sure you're around artists that refine you and push you to be a better artisan. a better creative. I do like art magazines, like Juxtapose and Art in America, things like that. And so I'm always looking to see what's happening on the forefront of design and art and creativity, knowing that I can't always take clients there, I can't always take certain people there, but for myself, if it's ever an opportunity, then perhaps I will.
So I also know this about you, that you carve out specific hours every week just to foster that creative impulse and to put good stuff in.
Yeah, it's super. I mean, it might not be for everybody, but for me, I have to be super disciplined. I'm still a husband, a dad, got to work, got to do odd jobs sometimes, but it's important. And for me, I have to block out certain times throughout the week where I know this is a time that I am going to podcast. This is a time where I'm specifically going to dive into a new album. This is the time where I'm going to specifically work on writing songs. This is a time where I'm going to work on work and think about business. So yeah, I have to be really disciplined and, keep those things kind of blocked and scheduled out.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, there's a lot of conversation about how to produce art or, design, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about the importance of making sure that you're consuming. So you can actually be like a wrung out washcloth quickly as you're producing all the time, and you're going to need to sort of rehydrate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you let in negative design, things that are just no good, then that might be all you produce. But if you're constantly pulling in fresh, new things, rejecting things that aren't, going to cultivate life in your creativity, then you want to remove those.
This is totally another time for a live stream, but we should completely explore the thought process behind encountering really bad design.
Right.
And it's easy because it's everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
but how often we've remarked, oh, that's because they're not talking to you.
Right. Yeah.
Like some design that absolutely doesn't land with you, instead of having just an elevated high and mighty mentality, you can actually go, I'm not their target audience. And it seems to be working for them.
Right. Yeah, what artist is actually saying something that's worth getting behind and watching, and what artists are not really saying anything, and you don't want to get behind it. You don't want to let it, seep into how you create things. Yeah.
Well, those are good thoughts. So just so our audience knows, every Thursday at 1 o'clock, Texas time, we're going to be doing this live stream. I will be a constant in this chair, and then I'm going to try and bring different people in who are going to be able to add their own thoughts. I suspect you're going to be in frequently.
Hey, I'm just, right down the aisle.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Also, so this is really a live stream for the intersection of creativity, design, marketing, with that sort of an eye to solving real business problems with that creative. So if that sounds like the kind of thing that you're interested in listening to people jabber on about, then I think you might have found a home. And, that goes for you too, Tyler, in Miami. Yeah. You're welcome to participate.
And anybody who's watching, even our grandmothers, let us know. Let us know what you do to stay creative.
That's right. Okay, take care.
See y'all now.